I'm still here at the London Classic Car Show, and I was checking out this Ferrari. I love these Ferraris, 308s, 328s, my favorite, Magnum Ferrari, of course. Except that I realized that there was something different about this. If you can look over my right shoulder there, it's plugged in. Why is it plugged in? What's going on here?
Yes, it's a full 100% electric Ferrari.
How is that possible? Is this something that you guys have done?
Yeah,
First of all, introduce yourselves.
That's what we do.
Uh-huh.
We are electric classic cars. So we take customer-owned classic cars, they bring in to us, and we change to full electric. So we do a full conversion on them.
And what does that entail on a car like, I mean, you've got a couple of others, I don't know if you can make them out in the background, but there's a Fiat 500 and a Volkswagen bus there. But this is quite an exotic car. What does it entail doing it on something like this?
So on this one, we take out the engine, the gearbox, the fuel tank, even the cooling system that was in. We put a custom cooling system in, although it doesn't need as much cooling as the ICE that was in it. The controller unit still needs cooling in there.
And you were telling me that the owner's actually driving it more since he had the conversion done.
Yeah, because it's now a more reliable car. It doesn't break down on him. It doesn't leak everywhere, and it drives better.
Cover your ears, Ferrari. You didn't hear that.
Well, the engine that was in this, although it was a V8, was not the best of engines. This was the GTSI.
Right.
It was probably 230 horsepower at best. That's not necessarily Ferrari or Fiat's fault. Fiat was mainly in charge by then. It was for Californian law to restrict the power on it.
Okay, so we have some justification for changing the engine.
Let's go
back to this. So you changed the gearbox.
We changed so the gearbox and engine are gone completely, and in this one we've put in a Tesla large motor.
Oh right, okay.
Which is about 450 horsepower equivalent. That's not really the most important figure. It's the 440 newton meters of torque, which is going directly to the rear wheels.
Wow. So, unfettered.
Yeah.
Any traction control on this?
Yeah, of course you've got full control over the electric motor. So you can't put the full beans on this. If you want to see what happens when the full beans go on it, then look on YouTube, Electric Classic Car Ferrari, and you'll see Richard doing some testing.
I'm going to check that out later, that's for sure.
Check that out.
Tell me about these ones, because you said that those are actually quite popular. The little cars in the background.
Yeah, the 500s we do quite a few
Before we
of those.
do that, so what was the cost? Because you told me the cost on this one. What was the cost on that?
The cost on this conversion is around 60,000.
£60,000 to convert it to electric. And before we move to the other cars, do you get... You're at a classic car show here. There's obviously a lot of petrolheads that come to these sort of events.
Yeah.
Do you get people coming along and saying, how dare you, and that's sacrilegious and stuff like that?
Yes, but they always do it with a smile on their face and a look of intrigue and, oh yeah.
A bit like me.
And the biggest thing they can really come up with was, what about the noise?
Oh yeah.
And the thing for me is with the noises, we've been conditioned to think that noise is a good thing in a car.
True.
It's actually just a waste of energy.
True, I guess, yeah.
And every single noise is manufactured. Mm-hmm. Every single Ferrari manufactures sound.
Yeah.
A Ferrari V8 sounds different to a Lamborghini V8, not because they're different,
V8,
or a Mustang V8, because they're manufactured. The sound is manufactured.
Yeah. But talking of manufacturing sound,
Rolls-Royce engineer and manufacture a V8 which is noiseless.
Silent, yeah. They manufacture silence into their cars.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I was going to say, talking of manufacturing sound, are you able to create artificial sound and pump into the stereo or something?
I'm sure. Of course you can.
Yeah, you could do. So you could substitute it like that.
That doesn't interest us.
Oh, really?
No. And the reason being is because what I say we've been conditioned to think it's a good thing because it evokes an emotion. So when you drive an electric car, you get a different emotion because you got instant torque. That emotion is normally in the back of your head as it pins you to the back of the seat because it's there instantly. And the pleasure of driving this, Peter said he used to like the sound of his V8. Go into a tunnel and rev.
Yeah, of course.
For no reason, you're not accelerating anywhere, just to make the sound.
Yeah.
But he said it took him about 3 or 4 minutes and then he forgot about the sound.
Yeah.
3 or 4 minutes, literally. That's and people say, well, can you reverse engineer it? Yes, you can. But Peter looks at them and goes, why would I want to? His Ferrari now does up to 160 miles an hour and 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. It never did that
3.2 seconds for a 308, isn't it?
Yep.
That's amazing. And you also told me 150 mile range on it.
150 mile range.
7 hours to charge.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And tell us about those ones then, because are they a little easier to do, those?
The ease isn't really any different.
Right.
Obviously, the smaller car, you're not going to, there's not quite as much to do. We don't take out the gearbox on this though.
Right.
So that's a motor going via an adapter plate and coupler onto the original gearbox. So you still have the gears. You're not going to use them. You're not going to use first and second. You can just put it into third and go from 0 up to 60 mile an hour quite happily.
Wow. And what's the cost of that conversion?
The Fiat 500's a region of 22 to 25,000.
And again, charging time and range?
The range is on this one with the 3 batteries. It's about average 60 mile range. You can get up to 75. It depends on your driving. Charging time, it's only got a 2.5 kilowatt charger on there, so 15 kilowatts, what's that, about the same, 7-ish hours.
Sort of an ideal city car really though, isn't it?
Yeah, we could put a bigger charger in there and charge that in 2 hours.
Yeah. And is there anything that you couldn't convert?
You'd have to ask that question to Richard, but on the whole, with regards to classics, I don't think there's some that might provide us challenges, but like I say, we're going to be doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, just run through again the cars as quickly that you're doing.
Ones we've already done, obviously Fiat 500, T2 buses, Beetles, Lancia Fulvia, Mercedes SL, Porsche 911 Targa, the 308. What else? We're in the process of converting 3 Defenders. So 4-wheel drive isn't an issue. A Gordon Keeble, an MG Midget. What else? Lancia Fulvia, which is just done.
Pretty much anything and everything, really.
Yeah, we've
awesome.
got an E-Type coming to us.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a Maserati.
I've actually seen an E-Type electric as well.
We've got a Maserati Ghibli coming to us as well.
Oh my God! So quite a lot. So where can people find you? How can they get in touch with you? Just let everybody know.
Have a look online. electricclassiccars on social media, online. Plenty on YouTube, on Facebook and Twitter, on Instagram.
Thank you.
Just put electricclassiccars in, and you'll see that doing burnouts. You'll see this doing burnouts.
I think that alone is worth it. If you want to see electric burnouts, that's the way to do it. Thanks so much for talking to us. Thanks for taking the time.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.